Everyone, it is me, Johnson Chan. Very happy New Year and all that good stuff. Also, my heat's kind of on right now, so you're going to be hearing my dumb little radiator go off and have its little gamer moment. Alright, so now I gotta change the options on everything here. Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin Clown World because it's the morning. So we're up to number 557. Hard to believe I've been doing a lot of these already. Bitcoin Clown World News number 557. Let's see. Cryptocurrency Outlook 2022. Metaverse Pro. Jade Protocol. Titano finance. Oh man. Let's see. I guess I'll do crypto outlook because I need to make sure I rank for Titano finance because now we're actually going to add Titano finance that you can see here. So today's going to be like kind of short because I don't feel like doing any work still. But again, it's literally the first trading day of the entire year and everyone's still probably hungover and there's just not much action going on, at least in the crypto markets anyway. So this one's going to be different from what I normally do. All right. So it's going to get this. Now I have to tweet out that I'm live. God, there's so much shit here. Also, I've pulled back on water farming because I've kind of noticed that there's really a couple good ways to really run this. All right, you can tweet a lot or tweet a little bit. And both can work because really what people are looking for is news. So, and because, because I've always said that like there was a problem with, oh, I should write live now. Because like there's a problem with, because again, I'm trying to make sure that Satan doesn't, keep pulling me back in. So he's always like telling you, you got to do something, you got to do something. So I'm very cognizant of that. So. Let's see, Metaverse Pro updates and other DeFi. Okay, now I gotta tweet this out to the thing here. Alright, so now that everyone is thingy, alright, everyone's up to speed. Now it is pretty early, so I'm not expecting any, oh great, I forgot to clean my ears with a Q-tip because I just showered. And I got food being made too. Very little food though. So, all right. So for now, before we start, because I think I'm just gonna go do the updates and just take a look at what the markets are doing. Yeah, I don't know why Greg said this morning that the markets look like they're. I think he just simply said they're up, but this isn't really much. This is slightly flat to the upside. Oh yeah, crude. Yeah, crude's not even going anywhere. We don't care about precious metals, which is down by a lot, of course, because of manipulation. And yeah, I mean, crypto is just kind of flat. Let's see, Mara and Riot are doing fine. Yeah, the dollar is a lot stronger. Yeah, because Greg did say that, but I forgot why he said the dollar would get stronger this year too. So, okay. Wow, Rimmel is down to $6. Yeah. Stock markets are just like a legalized scam. Just never invest in that stupid shit ever again. Let's see. Let's take a look at bonds. Yeah, I mean bonds are also selling off a little. Now this is interesting. Bonds are selling off a lot. What? But the dollar is also up. Okay. Yeah, that would make sense because if cash is leaving the debt market, then yeah, everything gets settled in US dollars, so the dollars have to go into here. They're not going to stocks, they're not going to precious metals, it's not going to crude, so where's all that money going? Oh, actually, you know what? Because there's a settlement time of like 2 to 3 business days or 1 business day, I guess that means the cash is getting ready to go somewhere. So we'll just have to see. Okay, and then cryptos are basically flat. That's why there's just no point doing anything today. And holy shit. The Mana Real Index has jumped to 95.2. Yeah, market risk has just spiked today by a lot. I wonder what's actually going on then. Okay, so we just know that money's moving somewhere. let's see, Fear and Greed Index, 29. Okay, so, alright, just nothing really new. Okay, so I gotta hit the refresh button. So I have to figure out what we want to do first. I mean, I guess we'll just go in order then. And you gotta be kidding me. Okay, good. It's like, I don't want the thing to lag. Alright, so it's been a hell of a past couple of weeks. I actually should have taken the picture and then posted it on my Twitter so you could look at it. But basically, someone in the public chat for Metaverse Pro. Actually, before I do this, we have to keep an eye on the markets too, because right now we definitely have some kind of fear going on, and there's also just a lot of money moving all over the place, and it's leaving every single market. It's not going to crypto, it's not going to stocks, it's not going to bonds or crude oil. But all that money's going somewhere. So there's going to be a big move pretty soon. So that's definitely going to be something to look out for. So anyway, oh yeah, because I said this would be a crypto outlook. So basically everyone's just saying, all right, so great. At this point, I'm only going to listen to Greg. I haven't watched Cryptos R Us, the George guy, right, the fellow Chinese man. But yeah, it's going to be. He said it's going to be volatile this year. I think I'm going to pretty much agree. Now I'm still hoping. Now Greg did say he would not be surprised if Bitcoin spikes up to a really crazy high number, and that's basically what we have been waiting for. What I've been waiting for. That's why I've been doing these videos for like the past, like 6 years, 5 years, and across 2 YouTube channels, right? So, but again, I actually think that this bull run is just simply going to be the same as 2013 at minimum. Now, if the Federal Reserve continues to keep hyper printing and hyper inflating everything, right? Because they finally updated the stupid numbers here. I'm going to have to adjust my outlook, because maybe this bull run in crypto will just never end. Right, because the money keeps getting printed, so the money just keeps flowing in everything. It keeps flowing to stocks, it keeps going in the bond market, it keeps going to crypto. Right? We're just gonna have to see. And then plan B, like he's already had to discard the, what is it, the floor model, right? Right, he had to discard the floor model. So stock to flow is still in play, but one of his old tried and true models, the floor model, no longer applies to Bitcoin. So we're gonna have a lot of, we're definitely gonna have more problems in the crypto markets. I mean, for the most part, it'll still be fine. It should be for this year, but you're gonna hear a lot of saber rattling by all of both the Republicans and the Democrats, right? I mean, technically, the Democrats control everything for now. So, I mean, they're always gonna keep control of everything. So you're going to hear people like Elizabeth Warren constantly bash crypto and Bitcoin especially, saying it's a threat to the financial system. And for those of you who are, basically in a DAO, like in our case, Metaverse Pro, Titano, or whatever, right, and anything beyond, Templar, Rome DAO, whatever, yeah, I can see why we're a threat to the financial system, because we're about to replace the central banks. That's really what it comes down to. Like, everything that has transpired for like the past several hundred years is finally coming to a head. It's really quite incredible, right? But people really just don't realize it. Maybe that's a good thing, because it would just cause a lot of FUD and panic. But it has downsides too, because, it allows, governments to basically oppress the people like they're doing now, right? Like, I mean, I tweeted this before. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen it, right? But, you have police. I'm not going to play this because it's considered violence or whatever. But you can see a police dog literally just biting this old man who's right here. And he's not letting go of his arm, and the cop has to eventually beat his own dog to get him to stop biting him. This is the kind of shit that's like going on. It's like, but we're a democracy. Yeah, it's our democratic values to like sick attack dogs and old people, right? And it's like I hate this fucking retarded G-word, F-word system so much. It's like, I'm glad that everyone's now seeing just what a fucking scam this entire world really is. And it's all the fault of the central banks, ultimately, and the tribals that run them. So, but the good news is, I'm hoping that this year will be like Return of the Jedi. Because in 2020 and 2021, it was Satan struck back, man. Democrats struck back. I'll read that in just a second. So, I don't know. We're also just keep doing our thing. We'll keep getting stronger, and then we'll just see what they do. And then Saint Nick said he's running America First candidates this year. And I think I actually understand what might be going on, but he's keeping a low profile on it. So we'll start taking over state governments here in America, and we could start reversing, some of this, global H word shit. And then we'll go, and then we'll go from there. Half the time, cops don't have control over their dogs. Yeah, that makes it even worse. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is about Europe, but like Europe is just so much more like harsh, and like they just don't believe in freedom. I mean, I guess we don't believe in freedom anymore here, but we still have, we still get treated better. We still have like more freedoms and civil liberties here in America, at least. So I don't know. We're obviously doing something right and something different. But yeah, the more that this yeah, and here's the thing, right? Yeah, this is all about our health. So we'll send attack dogs on you. At some point, people are going to be like, yeah, this isn't right. See, if I really had a lot of money, you know what I would actually do? I would pay like taxis and cars to just simply play something like this on loop, and then the people on the ground will just see that shit and go, "What the fuck?" Right? And then I'll just have things like, "It's our democratic value. No, it's our values to send attack dogs to protect your health." Right? You know. And I'll probably just say things like, get the vaccine or else we'll send this on you or something like that. I would just like delegitimize the shit system so much. And obviously Democrats know it's a scam, right? I know I tweeted this out, right? It's a huge scam. AOC's in Miami partying, everyone's maskless essentially except this black lady, and then she's like right next to everybody. Also, that guy looks like Ali Akbar, who's grabbing AOC, which is hilarious. So, yeah, but I'm hoping that the narratives will keep collapsing and the governments will start getting more desperate, and then they'll, it's really like a new hope, right? The tighter that Grand Moff Tarkin tightens his grip on people, on the galaxy, the more systems that slip through his fingers. That's what Leia said or something. So this year is going to be pretty nuts. Like we're going to see much more volatility in crypto, and then we're also going to see much more volatility with the government. They're just going to get a lot more tyrannical. And there's going to be a lot more resistance and protests. Oh, my food's ready. And then I'm going to eat after I'm done with this stream. So we're going to have a crazy time this year, and it's a midterm election year for us in America, 2022. So everybody I guess for you foreigners out there, like you usually have something called a parliament. Basically, our parliament, right? The House of Representatives, the lower house, they're all up for re-election this year because every 2 years you have to run for re-election. So it's going to be freaking crazy. It's going to be really crazy. Newsom also gave COVID exemptions to his donors. Still claims emergency power California. They know it's a power grab. Their base, on the other hand. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you have to think about this, right? The reason why Newsom can ignore the will of the people is because he's getting money from the donors. Where do the donors get all their money from? The central banks. That's why they're going to start attacking crypto and Bitcoin and DeFi especially, because they can't. Because again, if we all get rich, then the rich people have a lot less power, right? Why would a politician take money from, say, Jeff Bezos when he can also get the same money from like people like you and me because we made money off of crypto? That's a direct challenge to Jeff Bezos. He ain't gonna allow that, right? Google and Twitter and really the Con Inc. types on the right also. Yeah. The good news is because most of them are like really old boomer types, they probably still don't understand crypto. That actually is a good thing, but that's not going to last forever. They're going to figure it out, and they're going to figure out enough to go, okay, we have to just go full on anti-crypto. So when that does inevitably happen, I really have to hope that, hopefully by then I should be a multimillionaire in Florida. I'll start creating and consolidating political power in Tampa, right? Most likely. I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, technically it's privileged information. So there are other America First types that will also be going to Florida. Like, it's not guaranteed, but it's very likely, I guess I want to say. and they will be consolidating power down there as well. And then obviously we're all going to try to project power and just take over state governments because there's no point in really fighting for federal positions, right? Because we know the Democrats and whatever rig everything, right? Of course, you know, we can vote for Thomas Massey or Paul Gosar, right? Actual patriots. Definitely go vote for them, right? But for the rest of us, because obviously we're not in that jurisdiction. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even thinking about just voting Republican for like local stuff, but then for the federal, maybe I should just check box nothing or write it in or just vote the Democrat in just to say fuck you to the GOP, because nothing really changes, right? If the Republicans are in there, I mean, they just do like they're like the slow version of the Democrats. We're all still gonna slide towards pedo bearism and shit and Satan. So it's like, why give them the effing money, right? Why give them the votes? So 2022 should still be good for us. DeFi 2.0 or whatever they're calling themselves, 3.0, like these DAOs should definitely flesh themselves out. And then it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, because maybe a lot of money might flow into DeFi and away from the markets. If that actually happens in a large enough scale that like causes problems for the central banks, the Federal Reserve, and the stock markets, we're definitely gonna have massive regulations at that point. So, because remember, we're dealing with satanic tribals from headquartered in the country in the Middle East that I can't not name or hint at, right? So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to sound like doom and gloom and shit, but just start mentally preparing yourselves for this. So that's the outlook for 2022. We're definitely going to keep, quintupling down in crypto. We're going to make as much money as we can. And then, I don't know, I would actually start looking into, like, politics because, this tyranny shit is happening everywhere. It's not just America and Europe, right? But it's especially negative in, like, white countries, I guess you could say, like Australia. But rest assured, whatever happens in any of these countries is going to affect the rest of the world. So, if you guys are outside of the, like if they're starting to do like vaccine and mask mandates, you need to go and resist that shit, all right? Because all your money is not, all this crypto that you're making from Metaverse Pro or Jade or Titano, that ain't going to mean shit when they just simply seize your bank accounts and put you in jail, because that's what they're fucking doing. All right, and then you'll go in a concentration camp, and then I'll never hear from you again. So Metaverse Pro is good to go. Yes, yeah. It's just like I'm just going through a kind of broad, whatever. But yeah, we're gonna get into each one in order because now I'm in 3 DAOs, right? But mostly Metaverse Pro. I have like 2 Jade in here. It's minimal. And then of course I'm actually pumping up my Titano finance because when all the FUD was going on in the Metaverse Pro public chat, people were mentioning a lot about Titano. So we'll definitely talk about that too. So before we finally get to the Metaverse Pro, let me think. Is there anything else? Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much it. Of course, if you guys just got in, just watch the replay. So that's the overall broad crypto markets and political spaces. So just be aware of it because, again, all this stuff eventually affects everything else, and that will definitely trickle down a lot onto all our projects here, all right? Especially if they basically make DeFi illegal, then I can't make money off of Metaverse Pro. I'm gonna have to like flee America. Like I would literally leave America for that. Chances are I'll probably go to, I still want to stay in the Western Hemisphere. So I'd probably just go to El Salvador because, Bukele is actually ultra-based. He's everything that Donald Trump was supposed to be, and he's fighting both the Democrats and the tribe and the international banking system, right? So, yeah. Plus, it does look like a pretty nice place, too. So, works for me. And on top of that, he actually believes very much in reverse illegal immigration. He actually hates that all the illegals from El Salvador are fleeing to America because he said, we're losing all this talent to this illegal crap. I want people to come back. So I mean, shit. Can Bukele, become president of America for 8 years? Like he's gonna deport all the illegals so that he can bring all the people back to El Salvador so he can rebuild the country. You know, if we had more men like that, you know, this world would be so much better. El Salvador, right? Because they adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. So, you know, I don't want to go to like Asia because, you know, China has, you know, is also very anti-crypto. So it's like, you know what, whatever. Plus, they still have like mask mandates. They don't have vaccine mandates, but they have mask mandates. It's like, I just can't stand these stupid mandates, man. But yeah. But we'll take it a day at a time, a week at a time, and then we'll go from there. But so far, we're going to be doing pretty well, especially with Metaverse Pro, right? I mean, I'm just getting impatient, but all right. So let's do, all right, because there's a lot of shit with Metaverse Pro, so I gotta figure out how I want to organize it in my head. All right, so Metaverse Pro so far seems to have finally. Oh, I should bring up Titano Finance chart as well. I'm not even gonna bother Jade because obviously it's not doing anything. Okay, so Metaverse Pro. I'm not even bothering to do technicals anymore because as I've been saying for like a week or two now, this thing is all fundamentals. This is all fundamentals now. Whatever technical shit has already been played out here, right? Everything's already oversold. In fact, if you even go to the 6.6 pool, yeah, you guys can see that. This thing was actually declining. This used to be 142,000. Then it went as low as like 129 to 130,000. And then now it's coming back up a little bit because people are starting to have more confidence in the project again. So pretty much what's happening is, because I'm going to have to repeat this again, is, all right, the bonds were killing us because arbitrage was happening, right? The bond yields were too high. So basically, whales were buying like millions of dollars worth of this stuff. I've said this last time. I'll say it again. So basically, people were getting, whales specifically, were buying Meta at a huge discount. And basically, it's like getting it for free and then dumping everything on the market. And that was causing crazy amounts of the sell pressure. At the same time, keep clicking the wrong thing. At the same time, nope. I guess at the same time, the 3.3 pool is actually the other primary cause of why Metaverse Pro keeps going down, because this thing is the actual component of the Metaverse Pro ecosystem for now. From Dark Knight Rises. What was I saying? Oh yeah, because the way that this makes money is to literally print Metaverse Pro tokens out of thin air. So that's why this current meta index keeps going up, because what's actually happening is it's increasing the circulating supply. So the more supply that you have, the lower the price, because there's more tokens chasing the same amount of money. So before, this thing was at like 500,000 APY, right? And then 6.6 came out to try to rectify the situation. Still wasn't enough, and now we're at like whatever this is, a little under 50K. This is still too much. Right now, our token inflation rate is 2% a day. So we are diluting the price every day, constantly, of Metaverse Pro by 2%. Another way to look at it is like inflation, like I always talk about with the Federal Reserve and hyper money printing. This is, by the way, the reason why inflation is going up, because the value of your dollar is going down. I mean, I'm going through a lot of shit, but just try to keep up. Don't worry about it. It's not as complicated as it sounds once you get used to the concept. But basically, your $100 worth of Metaverse Pro basically is now worth $98 every day. And then on day 2, your $98 worth of Metaverse Pro is now worth whatever 2% less of that is. So let's just say $97.20. The value of Metaverse Pro is constantly going freaking down because we're printing too much money. That's exactly what's happening. So we're supposed to solve this problem with 4.4, right? The new bond system, and the finance thing is lagging, and Diamond Hands Club number 2. So the devs are very hard at work. They're adding a bunch of new shit now because they're doing a complete overhaul of the project basically. So it's gonna solve all the problems. Everything will be auto compounding. Everything will be like one-click, effortless thing because they have to basically change Meta's app, right? Where everything is just one click essentially. You don't have to keep paying the stupid fees, because I'm paying a lot of fees. I mean I'm okay with it because I got a lot of money. Well, for now. But a lot of people were complaining about it, and I agree. It's like I mean I don't care about the gas fees. I just hate the fact that I have to constantly click. It's so freaking annoying. All right, it's so annoying. So they're getting rid of that. Now the problem is this is actually a lot of coding. So uh, if we go to the Discord, Sim, right, the policy team lead, right, he actually said that he's going to close down the proposal in the Discord because they're getting ready to vote on it soon. So I don't know if 4.4 is coming out and then we'll get Diamond Hand Club 2 later, or if everything is coming out. All I know is the developers in the Discord are like the red people, and then anyone else that's got the dev tag or whatever. Yeah, it says yesterday at 12:33 a.m. Yesterday at 12:30. So he said this 36 hours ago. Sim said, "I will shut this channel down now." Oh, he already shut down the channel. Oh, because I can't type in there anymore. Soon we will proceed with the votes. Thanks. Yeah, so 4.4 is coming out. It's just a matter of just waiting. Just waiting. So once, either way, we just need something to get out there, right? So that actually is probably, oh, so that's probably why Metaverse Pro finally stabilized yesterday, right? You can see a little tiny green candle, and then this, no, I better not say that, because like I try to stay away from like degeneracy and stuff. Right, you got this tiny little green candle, which is like a relief, and then right now things are flat. So that's why it happened, because the free market has now determined that something is happening in development, right? 4.4 is coming out, at least. All right, I'm gonna just assume that's just gonna be 4.4, because even though I'm on the policy team, right? Well, you know, I still don't actually have access to all the info, which is great for me because that just means less work. It is a good idea to average down now. It's always a good idea to dollar cost average, but I don't know your personal financial situation. Like, if it were me personally, I wish I could have aped in at this price because I aped in at $550. So I'm really way down, right? But because, you know, I've been staking and compounding pretty much constantly, right? Hardly taking any profit. You know, I'm only down like 60, like around 60%, 66%. And of course, I've been plugging some 66 profits, and actually all of it, into Titano Finance. So I'm trying to build that up so I can have two income streams. And again, we'll talk about Titano at the end of the thing. So it's always a good idea to dollar cost average. Of course, not financial advice. I don't even know why I have to say it, but apparently it's some stupid SEC regulation. But again, it's up to you. You know, like basically the lower the price gets, the less risk there is. Because at this point, it's pretty obvious that we do have a real programming team, right? I mean, I've already said this before, but yeah, we do have computer coders. So it's just a matter of just waiting it out. I mean, even Jade Protocol seems to have coders. They just don't have nearly as much. And I don't like the fact that they are constantly, you know, manipulating. Oh, great, I gotta move my stupid camera. Like, they're basically using deceptive marketing practices, and we'll talk about that in a sec. So 4.4 is coming out, and that's important because basically we can finally re-enable the bonds. Because without bonds, our source of treasury income does not increase. All right. But again, we have to disable the bonds because it was causing hyperinflation and hyper sell pressure. Right. So instead of 2% a day, Metaverse Pro was losing like 20, 30% a day. That's why we just had to like fucking clap that shit. Right. So bonds will come back. The treasury will finally start growing again, even if otherwise. Actually, it does seem to be kind of growing because I see the numbers for like the stable coins going up. I don't even know how the treasury works, right? But I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that I think it still gets kind of a portion of the proceeds from Pancake Swap when everyone buys and sells, like a very small portion. I think that's where the money's coming from. But I mean, again, once we get the bonds, that'll be great. The treasury team on Discord is like growing rapidly, so there's a lot of crowdsourcing on like the next stable asset that they want to add to the treasury. So far, it does seem like it's going to be Pancake Swap. So we'll start auto staking, auto compounding some cake into this, and that'll be really good. But again, we're Binance Smart Chain. It's very hard to find you know, blue chip token on this chain. And then they're also considering Curve, right? I think Curve, the problem is the person who's actually going to be in charge of that is this guy named Nilo. And Holy himself, one of the developers, said that he's still got personal issues. So whenever he gets back, you know, he'll get back. But it does seem like they have direct contact with each other. So good things are really coming to Metaverse Pro. It's just a matter of just freaking waiting. Like if I had more money, I would buy more of Metaverse Pro, but I spend all my money. So, you know, it's like I still have to figure out a system for like not aping in like an idiot. All right. So don't do what I did, right? Put all your money at once. Because you're essentially gambling. If you have to do that, you want to do that at the bottom, not the top. But even then, would you even feel comfortable with that? So, what's on thought saying Titano Finance is a Ponzi scheme? I to invest some money in Titano. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It's I don't know why people are just retarded. But we'll talk about Titano afterward. But it's not a Ponzi scheme. First of all, if you say that's a Ponzi scheme, then so is Metaverse Pro and Jade because it's basically the same thing. But you know, it's not a Ponzi scheme. I mean, everything's verifiable on the freaking contract, and I think they're 85% certified already. So if there are any big holes, someone would have already mentioned that. But yeah, it's. I mean, Titano gets their money basically from the taxation slippage system, and we'll talk about that. So they're fine. They don't even sell bonds. That's how they roll. So, and again, I haven't really done enough research on Titano, but I don't really need. Well, I guess I should just for curiosity's sake. But their system is very very simple. All right, but first we'll get to that when we get there. In fact, maybe we'll do the research right here on the. Actually, we'll do the research right here on stream because you know, kill two birds with one stone. I just want to make sure, have I covered everything in Metaverse Pro? Yeah, so I think Metaverse Pro should be good. It's just a matter of when is this stuff going to go live. Let's see. Then there's some other privileged info that I can't really tell you. Let's see. Let me think. What else is there? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it for now. I mean, it's just a matter of just waiting and waiting. But I think I could tell you, because this has already been mentioned by the other devs, I think. We're going to have to adjust. Okay, that's it. This is starting to annoy me. Single stake 6.6 dashboard. There we go. We are going to have to adjust the 3.3 single stake down by a lot. All right, it's going to be going down by a lot because all of the real APY is going to go into 6.6. Right, and they're doing the booster thing. So I think right now the estimates are around 100,000 APY a year to start, and then up to 170K or something like that. You know, the longer you stake. So the reason why 6.6 does not cause hyperinflation at all is because it does not mint new tokens at all. What this does is it takes money from. Did I do this right? Oh, I fucked it. All right, whatever. It takes money from the treasury to sustain the APY here. And what it does is it buys the Metaverse tokens, I think that's how it works, from the open market, thus pushing the price up, to then redistribute back to all the, you know, 6.6 stakers holders. So that's you and me. So this thing is actually a very net positive. That's why it's called 6.6. Right? So it's actually, you know, taking more tokens out of circulation and then, you know, whatchamacallit, redistributes. And that's why, that's another reason why I think we might want to look into like a small cell slippage tax system, right? So, you know, I'm thinking like 5% or something. Of course, something like that will have to be put up to a vote, right? And you all know me, I'm very opposed to taxes in the first place. But, I mean, we kind of also have to deal with the whales. And on the other hand, you know, it might actually be a little helpful. So we'll have to just really see. All right? We'll have to really see. Because, again, the only reason why whales are killing us is because new project and we have barely anything operating normally, right? So we just have a lot of, crazy extra circumstances. But either way, it's still pretty nice. So, you know, we're gonna reduce the inflation rate to 0.1% a day. So that comes out to like 500% APY, and then all the APY has to go into here. So, and that's what the project is supposed to do. We want to reward long-term holders, people like you and me, right? We got fucked when Diamond Hand Club 1 came out because all the whales came in and used us as exit liquidity, as Holy put it in the public chat. So, you know, we've more or less plugged that loophole. And when the 4.4 bond comes out, it's only going to add like an extra 0.25% APY, something very small. So there's no point in arbitraging the bonds. In fact, I don't even think there's a point in really buying the bond unless you plan to hold meta, right? And you're going to be a loyal user. In which case, yeah, you're going to buy the bond because you're going to get a little more meta at a slight discount, which of course pumps up the treasury, which will not load, right? It'll pump up the treasury, right, with all the stuff that we want, right? So for example, let's say we add pancake swap, so we'll have cake bonds, right? And then, you know, it'll be good. And on top of that, it doesn't cause too much inflation, right? Because it's basically the same thing as if 3.3 was staking it. And now that 3.3 is eventually going to go down to like 500% APY, I still think that's a little too high because that basically means that the price of Metaverse Pro has to go up 5x to maintain the whatever. So I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out because by then we'll have a lot of buybacks mechanisms in 1 year from now. Because it only becomes a problem for us after 12 months. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, great things are coming to Metaverse Pro. I really wished I bought in at the freaking bottom like now instead of at the top, essentially. But, I mean, there's probably a reason why God's just letting me see this. So I'm just going to have to endure the pain and then buy some more Vaseline from, like, the local pharmacy and, you know... You know, just start enduring the thing. All right, I don't see any question about Metaverse Pro, so I think that pretty much covers Metaverse Pro. And then of course I'll be streaming tomorrow, so if there's like anything new, but yeah, things are looking great. Right now the only thing that sucks is we just gotta wait. But I mean, I think that's not really much of a problem because you guys don't have to do anything, including me. So. Oh yeah, and I hashed things out with Carl, so I think we're pretty cool now, right? So, and on top of that, he's like literally everywhere in the Discord. He's like literally in every channel in every team. So I think he'll be devoting less time to like coming up with all these like really complex things that like almost no one understands. All right, so that's Metaverse Pro. What's the timestamp? 37, 38 minutes. All right, that's not too bad. Okay, so Jade. Okay, the only thing that's covering my camera's covering is the price of Jade. So I'll just tell you. Right now, the price of Jade says, let's refresh, $36.36. I actually sold most of my Jade and just kept 2 Jade in here just for experimentation. The thing I don't like, that I was alluding to this before, the deceptive practices, is they just keep making up this something called a fair market value, and they just keep artificially pumping it. What was funny was the higher they inflated this bullshit number, the lower the price of Jade. And of course, this is what I really like, the price floor. So they're basically raiding the treasury to, you know, back up the supply of Jade. And I think they said, I'm going off of memory, but they said in the Discord, that Jade will start doing like stablecoin and yield farming like by January 10th. So basically this week. So long story short, I did read their Medium article. I read the whole thing. It does sound like a good idea, right? They're basically gonna crowdsource finding the next Axie Infinity, the next NFT play to earn game, because that's actually a really booming market, right? Even Binapet and Binamon, for those of you who've been watching me for a few months now, you know I was in those pools, so I actually know a little bit about NFT farming, right? And I also was farming Mobox, right? It's going to be a huge, huge thing. And then maybe one day Jade might invest in Metaverse Pro. You know why? Because Metaverse Pro, we're making the Meta Ash game. It's the exact same thing. It's an NFT Metaverse play to earn game. Play to earn games are going to be like a really huge thing. That's why Ubisoft, Electronic Arts, maybe even, I don't know if it was Blizzard, right? I already forgot. I know I streamed the news article about They're all starting to pile into Metaverse gaming and play to earn shit. Of course, them being run by tribal people, they're keeping all the money for themselves, so you guys don't get shit, right? You just get like, oh, a cool skin that you don't have to pay $60-$80 for, but you're not getting any money, right? Because that's how tribals roll. They keep all the money and they tell you to go after yourself. One of the reasons why I think my landlord is Christian is because he actually turns on the heat. I actually have hot water for the first time in like a couple of years. So, before that, they would deliberately just not turn anything on, right? And then they would actually just pay the fine to the city for not having enough heat, right? And I better be careful what I say. But I saw the landlord. He came into my apartment and then like to inspect it, and then they finally sold the building. And it was annoying too because they would constantly come into my apartment and then like they would nag me like 3 times, and I was like, okay, can you just stop? Like, because I'm just gonna refuse you the next time. I forgot what I said, but I was obviously clearly irritated. I also said it's a violation of my privacy. It's like everything's fine. You're already here before. Can you just stop annoying me? I'm just gonna refuse next time. And then they're like, oh, okay, sorry. It's like, but whatever. But there was a good that came out of it. They actually fixed the bottom baseboard, so like the next door neighbor, who was also a tribal, I think it was the wife, would constantly smoke, and I would smell her secondhand smoke seeping behind me through the crack in the floor. So at least one of the inspections actually solved that and then closed it off. So that was God watching out for me, but the whole thing was still kind of annoying, But anyway, that's pretty much what they're going to do. They're basically going to do what we're doing in Metaverse Pro, right? They're going to find new treasury assets to add. We'll get the auto yield farming from it. But what I still like about Jade is so far they have not done a rug pull. People keep throwing that word around and they're retarded because they don't know anything, all right? I've been investing for like 21, 22 years now, right? I just had my birthday, right? I'm pushing 40 essentially. All right, I've been around a long time. All right, trust me. I know what a scam looks like, and scams instantly go down. That's how it works. It crashes and burns and blows up in your face, right? So, with that being said, so far Jade has not rug pulled. The one thing you always have to look for is loss of morale. If the developers who actually control the website and do the actual coding, if they decide to just abandon the project, that's what you have to worry about. So far, they're still hitting it hard, and that's a good thing. That means this thing's not yet scammed people and do an actual rug pull, right? So that's why it's kind of important to try to encourage your developers and not be an asshole. So that like, well, these people are good, they're saying nice things, I'll stick it out with the project and keep going. So that's what they're doing. Yeah, so their treasury will go back up, right? And then because they're going to be focused solely on looking for like NFT projects to start and probably other projects, it's basically like crowdsourcing the next Binance coin, the next Gala games, the next Shiba Inu, the next Crypto.com coin. Like they're going to be finding all of this shit, right? And then they might even look into Curve. The problem is I don't know how Curve works. We need Nilo to come back so he can educate us. All I know is Curve and then the CRX thing, the Curve Wars, all of that shit. Like that's like the next big thing, but it's beyond my technical ability. But trust me, once I learn it, I'll teach it to you guys, and then we're just gonna get filthy rich. And then you guys actually better fucking get involved in your government with all that money that you're making from Metaverse Pro and Titano and probably Jade, hopefully, and myself, so you can make this world a better place because shit's getting really fucking bad. Like, I'm not kidding. It's getting really bad, all right? They have concentration camps in Australia because, if you're not vaccinated, they fucking just take you. They already have videos of it. The cops come, they threaten you with a fine, or they'll arrest you, give you the fine, and then haul your ass to the concentration camp. It's called Howard Springs. They're already trying to do something like that in Germany and Austria and Switzerland, all right? And then we recently forced, because I live in New York City, so we also had a concentration camp built too, and we managed to just get it, just destroy the bill, so it's no longer in consideration at all. It's been there since 2015. right? It was called A416, for Assembly Bill 416. All right, these are fucking evil people. Boy, FYI. Yeah, hey, I don't know what that says, but yeah, welcome. So you guys better fucking do something, right? Don't just make a pile of money and then go away on your own. That's actually gonna really piss me off. All right, that's actually gonna piss me off. All right, because you know we all need help. So, because I'm not asking for anything in return except to just spread my videos around, like my tweets or whatever, but then spread the message around. All right, this because this is my form of activism. All right, so can you like help us out? Yeah, and it helps you too because remember, if the government gets more tyrannical, they're gonna shut down cryptocurrencies anyway, and your ability to make money goes away. So it's still in your self-interest to like help us out, right? Help me or whatever these guys out in the Discord or whatever. Yeah, they were beating the shit out of people in Germany for protesting. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, yeah, I've been tweeting about that. The attack dogs, right? This is the kind of level of shit. I can't even play it, right? Right? And the fucking yeah, see, this dog refuses to let go of the old man's hand. And then the UN guy, yeah, this guy, who will do nothing, of course, is like, yo, this is a violation of human rights. Send me evidence of this shit. It's the United Nations. They won't do anything. But, I mean, at least people are seeing this, right? All right. Look at what they're doing. Do you think they're above banning crypto if they're willing to do this shit, right? Yeah. Oh, you're in the DeFi. Oh, you have Metaverse Pro. You have Bitcoin. Right? Because I've been watching. I rewatched Midway, so I see like the Imperial Japanese are like fucking, they're like kill them, So that's essentially what's happening. That is what's happening. So really, really bad shit. Yeah. But I mean that's pretty much it for Jade Protocol. I mean, there's a lot of negativity and FUD around Jade, so it's still somewhat valid. So that's why I would only put very little money in Jade. Right now I only have like 2 Jade in here. Because I'm more interested in how... Excuse me. I'm more interested in how Jade is going to do its project going forward. So when they fix everything up, if they do, I might consider putting more into Jade. But right now, Jade as it is, I already took my profit off of it. Like, I'm actually using literal risk-free money in Jade. Right? Because I started with 300, it went down to 192, and then when Jade was at like 57, 55, I sold most of my Jade and got back like $300. And then whatever was left over, my 2 Jade, was my net profit as well. So I put that net profit, leave in here. I put the rest in the Titano finance. So, and another thing I should say is, they figured out the APY was the problem, so they cut it off. And of course, everybody was fudding, but that was actually the right move. Because we did the same thing in Metaverse Pro, even though we're still paying a yield, right? We just reduced it by a lot. We didn't completely kill it off. But that's why Metaverse Pro is a better project. But the moment that I saw that not only was Jade was at like at the time like was at $17. Right, I was waiting to buy back at the bottom. I saw that the bond yield went from like 10% all the way down to this negative number. So I immediately knew that Jade not only has real programmers, but they also understand that the bonds were killing the Jade Protocol project, because that was exactly the same problem we were having at Metaverse Pro. If these bond yields get out of control, it's just like real life. If the bond yield in real life gets too high, right, like Greg Manarino says, the entire stock market collapses. The entire world collapses financially. And then we're going to have some serious, like mass violence and shit. At that point, I wouldn't even go do streams anymore. I'd probably have to like put on body armor and then probably go join one of the rebellion factions, right? In like Florida or something. Right? That's how bad it is. All right. So it's really fascinating to see, but the white pill, the good news is it's very easy to fix this shit. Just disable the fucking bonds. Just make sure it pays less yield, right? Because now that it's a negative yield, guess what? All right, let's say I wanted to buy a BUSD Jade bond. Well, why would I pay $80 for the stupid bond to get 1 Jade when I could just go in the open market and buy Jade right now for $36.36? And that's exactly the point. It forces the price of Jade up. right? It forces the price of Metaverse Pro up when we, disable the bond yields essentially. So, but that's only half the story because the other half is again, in our problem, of course, right, is the APY is still paying out too much for 3.3. We need to shift all the APY over to 6.6, right? And that's why Diamond Hand Club 2 and the 4.4 is coming out to rectify this permanently. Whew. All right. So yeah. So I think I covered most of Jade. So I'm not happy with the deceptive practices, but they still seem to be staying in. So for now, I'm just gonna leave my house money in there. I would not put a lot of money in it. I'll put very little. All right. Now when will I put in more? I don't know. When I feel like I have enough Titano finance. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But at least I'll tell you when it looks like it's more stable. Because right now we're not seeing shit. Right? I want to see first. I want to see the promised yield farming. Right? Even if it's like 5% a year because they're doing stablecoin yield farming. Fine, whatever. I just want to see some signs of life. So, all right. It's not. Jade's not out of it yet. They're getting better, but again, you gotta wait. You just gotta wait. And apparently, they also want to merge it with this smart coin thing. I don't know. This thing just looks whatever weird to me, but. It looks like they do have someone that also does UI, or they know someone that can do UI improvements. So that's another good sign. So they actually have real coders, right? Website designers, etc., etc. You need to see. You don't have. It's just like what they said in Midway. You don't have direct access to the source, right? It's like It's like signal intelligence, right? This is what I'm teaching you. Signal intelligence. We don't have access to the actual person because they're all anonymous and they're hiding behind whatever. So what are the clues, what are the signals that these are real people, that they are who they say they are? Oh, the website looks good. That requires really good website development skills. Oh, I can actually make money off of it because PancakeSwap is able to change the tokens. I'm getting real money out of it. Oh, that means they know how to code. That means they know how to write the contracts on the Ethereum blockchain and port it over to Binance Smart Chain so that the whole process of DeFi, gets started. Oh, another signal intelligence. They fixed the bond yields by making it ultra negative. So everyone has to now buy Jade so that the sell pressure stops. And on and on and on and on. All right? See, I teach you how to actually do the real analysis and not like the idiots in like public chat where they just say everything's FUD, everything is a rug pull, just get out and then lose all your money, right? Because there were a lot of idiots in the Metaverse Pro Discord that dumped. Now they just took more losses. Hey, fine by me. I mean, we're gonna get rich, and they're gonna be on the unemployment line. Fine by me. All right, that's the price and punishment they must pay for being disloyal and really just being stupid. All right, people are like, oh well, you're hurting people's feelings. Are you kidding me? People are losing tens of thousands of dollars. They're getting bitten by fucking police dogs, and they're making like life-damaging decisions that make them lose millions of dollars their entire lives. And you're gonna nag me about, oh, you're hurting their feelings. Yeah, I'm gonna hurt their feelings because you need to be told the truth. Would you rather have the truth, or would you rather feel good and then lose all your fucking money? I mean, I can't be the only person that understands this. I refuse to believe otherwise. Also, I live in New York, so we're all kind of assholes here too. But that's a good thing because people are just so used to just being told what they want to hear instead of being told the truth that it's completely screwed up their lives, and then they wonder why they get nowhere in life, right? Then they wonder why they have fear. It's like we can't live like that no more. All right, so that's Jade Protocol. Definitely a project to watch, and I very much like this floor price thing, and it's clearly obvious that they understand. Oh, that's the other thing before we move on to Titano. They actually said that there's a very specific. Oh, they're only going to mint brand new Jade Protocol coins when they manually create new bonds. Aside from that, this thing never creates new coins. So they're going to just do yield farming, which would be a much lower APY, like again 5 to 10% to start probably. They'll probably even look into buying PancakeSwap, right, to get a little more yield. And that's another reason why I actually liked buying this, because this is a different kind of project, right? You're buying this really to again get the crowdsourced version of like buying Axie Infinity when it's in its prime. So, this is going to be a slower project, but the payoff is if you, where are you? Basically, Axie Infinity could have been like, what, 5, 10, 15 cents, and now this clown is $97. In fact, it was as high as like, what was the peak of this, by the way? Holders will access new features, blah, blah, yeah, okay, whatever. This thing was as high as like $157. So imagine being, oh yeah, so down here, if you look at the beginning, and this is like 1 year ago, so this thing was like 60 cents, 40 cents, 45 cents. Imagine you buy in at 45 cents and then you ride this clown to like, let's say you're smart enough to sell at 130 bucks. I mean, I don't even know how much return that is. How do I calculate this? So if Axie Infinity is $130 and I bought it at 50 cents, so I divide that by 50 cents. I think this is correct. I've now made 260x on my money. Yeah, that's pretty insane. All right, so you put in like $1,000, you now have 260 grand. I don't know. That seems pretty good to me. That seems really good to me. And Jade Protocol basically is saying that they're going to specialize in finding projects like that, which is why the 1000x thing is over here. It sounds a lot like hype, and it is, but the math actually works out. It's not 1000x, but 260x is pretty good. It might as well be 1000x, right? Because where else in the world are you going to get something like that? Oh, you're going to go in the stock market. Well, have fun losing all your money, like legally, right? And there's no recourse. So that's why I still want to be in Jade. Also, I want to be able to learn about other projects, right? Because it's all about learning. The reason why I know so much is because I listen to a lot of people, I listen to a lot of different projects, and therefore I listen to a lot of different points of view. That's why I'm able to like figure everything out, right? Because I don't just have a narrow focus discipline. I can see things from all over the place. That's also why Carl initially was getting annoyed at me, because I would just take all of his like mathematical arguments and then I would just reduce it down to like just a few words, and then I would always win in the policy team kind of thing, right? Because I can see the bigger picture. That's the most important thing. Once you have the big picture, then you can kind of zoom in a little bit and deal with the details. But the problem is most people look at the details, but they don't see the big picture, and they don't see that the whole thing is pointless because you're gonna get wiped out. It's like doing math calculations when the volcano next to you is erupting. It's like, drop what you're doing and get the fuck out before the volcano lava kills you. And that's what a lot of people do. All right, they get too tunnel focused. Yeah, that causes FUD and panic and more fear, blah, 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 blah. All right, so this video is starting to get a little long and I want to go, so I gotta call my, I guess, respective real estate agent who works in Tampa, right, and the surrounding areas, so that we can, like, just do whatever he wants to talk to me about. All right, so Titano Finance is pretty cool. You don't have to do anything. You just buy the token, and then that's it. You just make money every 30 minutes, right? And it's based on whatever this is. Now, this is a hyperinflationary coin. So, I don't know. I mean, there's really not much. I mean, so the one thing that attracted me was, number one, they have a really sick-looking website. That's really important, right? Which tells me, again, I'll keep repeating this, they have computer programmers, right? And they have a web developer that can make nice-looking websites, which indicates coding experience. That's what we want. Automatic liquidity pool. 5% of the trade fees return to liquidity, ensuring Titano's increasing collateral value. Now, the problem is they're hiding a lot of information here as well, which I don't like. So I don't know visually what the hell this means. Is it 5% going into the treasury? 5% going into something else? They're taking 5% of something. 5% of the trading fees are redirected to the, I don't know what the hell this means, the RFV, which helps sustain and back the stake and rewards provided by the positive rebase. I mean, the thing is, their slippage is set to 15% on buy right now, because I can't get it at 13%, even though the site says 13%. basically they're making all their money off of the slippage tax system, and they use that money to funnel it back into this very nice high APY. And right now it's fixed, so works for me. 3% of the purchases and 8% of the sales go directly to the treasury, which supports the RFV. Okay, and that's pretty much the end of the whatever, and they're featuring some YouTube guys. So yeah, and then so basically all the treasury and all the taxes basically just feed into this APY, and that's why you're able to make a lot of money. So it's kind of hard because they're hiding a lot of info, so I can't find the specifics, and that's obviously a conscious choice because, you know, they're like, you know, oh, okay, so they do answer this. All right, so what the fuck is this? Risk-free value, which is a separate wallet in Titano's TAP system. The RFV uses an algorithm that backs the rebase rewards supported by a portion of the buy and sell trade fees that accrue in the RFV wallet. Okay. All right, so we're definitely going to look at this RFV treasury. I should not call it treasury because they're calling it an RFV, and it's very separate from the treasury. Okay, so that's good. So I think what the RFV is this. Risk-free value of treasury assets. Okay, I could use the word treasury. Yeah, so that's exactly what it is. The RFV is this, right? And then this is the total value of the treasury. I still never understood what the difference between risk-free value and this other one is. Because I think they just add the stable coins in the RFV. But here, Binance coin, it's like, where does the rest of this money go? There's like $11 million missing. So it's like, all right. But I'm like, whatever. Okay. Simple terms, sticky rewards, rebase reward, which are distributed every 30 minutes. That's basically hyperinflation at a rate of whatever that is, and then blah blah blah. Okay, so the risk-free value of the treasury is feeding us money. Okay, so that contributes to the Titano Finance 100K plus APY. Okay, got it. The RFE is also dedicated to buying back and burning Titano when the Binance coin Titano pair supply is worth 2.5% of the total supply. Okay, so that's good. So they're trying to keep some control over the hyperinflation. Right? Actually, I might want to go back to this. So I was able to try to figure out where the hell was everything. So again, we only have DeFi, not Fi, but that's good enough. So trade volume, fantastic. It's mostly buying. See, the reason why I changed a little bit of my stance on the taxation system is this is the exact proof that I'm looking for. No complicated formulas, no crazy theories, no whatever. I want to see what the free market is really doing, right? There's a 15% buy tax to buy this coin, so you lose 15% when you buy into it, and when you dump this coin, you lose 18%. I haven't sold yet, but I'm assuming it's still 18%. It could be even higher, like 20%. So that 15 and 18% shit is all going to the RFV. It's going all into the treasury. It's all going to you and me that are holding the coin. And of course, our principal grows every 30 minutes. So we're getting more and more of that 13, 20, 18%. So I look at this shit and I go, wow, what does this tell me? A, everyone loves it. B, people have no problem with the taxation system. C, it clearly does work because look at all this buying volume versus the dumping. Because if you dump, you lose 18% of your money. Oh, and if you want to buy back in, oh, guess what? You lose 15% of your money. So what does that do? Oh, maybe I should just buy it and hold it. And that's exactly the behavior you want. So this idiot, right? I mean, maybe he's not an idiot. Maybe he's just wanting to pay the taxes. I'm going to be paying the tax too when the time comes, right? I'm not going to abandon the project unless it's a scam or they do, the developers abandon the project, which I hope is never going to happen. And they're not going to abandon the project. Look how much money they're making. Look at how much money this project is making. This stupid coin is already worth $1.6 billion to be. All right? He actually this project is worth almost as much as stupid Donald Trump. All right? And I'm still going to vote for him because I don't have a choice because I'd rather have him than Joe Biden, right? Because I don't like the mandates. But, you know, like, you know, see, this is why you have to keep an open mind because all these stupid old boomer types, they're like, everything's a scam, crypto's a scam, Bitcoin's going to zero, just buy gold and silver, even though it's manipulated by JP Morgan. They don't even know that. Right? That's why precious metals never go up because the big banks like JP Morgan manipulate it. And the SEC fines them, right? You could just Google the article, or it was like a couple weeks ago, $60 million, and then nothing happens. They pay the bribe, and that's it. They keep manipulating prices. It's such a fucking scam. So they're not going to abandon it. Why would you walk away from a $1.6 billion project that clearly works and you're in charge of the whole thing? Right? Would you walk away from that? Would you walk away from $1.6 billion? Right? So yeah, so that's why I didn't even bother doing much of the research, because I already know that this thing works. All right, just look at this shit. Now, would you ape into it? Believe it or not, I wish I aped into this instead of Metaverse Pro, and then I would have discovered Metaverse Pro, and then I would use my Titano finance income to buy Metaverse Pro a lot at this crazy price, because I would eventually figure out, oh, this is a real project, there's a real team. I check out the Discord, and I go, oh, okay, yeah. You know, and I'm just so pissed at myself. But I mean, on the other hand, I can't be too hard, because how the fuck am I supposed to know any of this? All I can do is just adapt and correct my problems. I mean, look at this. Look at how beautiful this is. We had a pullback, and now this cloud has already gone back up to green. All right, unlike what's happening with Metaverse Pro. And it's kind of frustrating to me, because Metaverse Pro clearly has more stuff going on, but the price is shit. But, you know, it'll eventually improve. So that's that. Let me read chat in just a second. Okay. Let me pull this up first. Actually, maybe it's already indexed in Google. I'm sure a lot of people... Oh, of course not. bscscan.com. Alright. Let's take a look. Alright, right now the RFV has $1.3 million, 3.58 million. They've got... Oh my god. Alright, where is the F... You got... Oh! I was looking for stable... Okay. So that's interesting. They actually choose to hold all their money in Binance coin. I literally just glossed over and went straight down here. Goes looking for stable coins. So that's actually interesting. They're actually holding it as Binance coin. And this was only 40. So they haven't even touched this in 49 days when the project launched. Wow. So does that imply? Also, I'm pretty sure I'm following them on Twitter as well. Yeah, I'm following them. Yeah, I don't care about that. Oh, that's another thing I look for. How active are they on their Twitter, right? Some kind of social media, but I prefer Twitter. It's from a brand and general blah blah blah. Here's the interview link. So they have a real person doing like public shit, and they even say. Yeah, so he doesn't have a picture, but they have, oh, it's actually live. So they have someone talking to other people, all right? You know, a scammer usually doesn't go this far. I mean, they might, but it shows effort. There haven't been gains in gold and silver in a decade, despite the inflation. How they keep defending it is beyond me. Yeah, that's another reason why. Like, I still have my stupid silver that I bought earlier this year because everybody was going crazy and aping into silver, so I put $2,000 into it. You know what? That's exactly what I should do. I should dump my silver, sell it back to APMEX at a loss, and I take that money as Bitcoin, and then, you know, I don't have to report that because I bought it for $2,000 and I sold it for a loss, so there's no point reporting it. What's the IRS going to do? Tax me on a loss? You're not supposed to do that. And then, yeah, I'll put that shit in the... Yeah, that's exactly what I should do. I should put it in the Titano finance. I mean, I could buy... I already have a lot of Metaverse Pro. That's why it's like... What's the price of silver right now? $22. Yeah, I'm gonna have like $1,000. That's not really gonna move the ball for my Metaverse Pro position, but it definitely improves the ball for my Titano finance because I only have like, I don't know what I want to say this. I only have like, yeah, I'm not gonna say how much I have. It's not enough. Let's put it that way. But that $1,000 will beef it up by like a shit ton. So. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sell my shit. I'm gonna sell my silver. Yeah. All right. How's the APY back? That's the other thing I want to know. I looked at this before, but I didn't understand it. But now that I understand what the RFV is, Titano has integrated a solid RFV structure which takes advantage of the trading volume fees in order to back the staking rewards. Right, that's 100k APY. When Binance Titano is worth 2.5% of the total supply, the daily RFV gains are greater than or equal to all the holders' daily ROI. This means that the swap threshold can fill the plus value generated from the rebase rewards. The daily, see, I don't understand. I still don't understand what the fuck this means. If the daily RFV gains are lower than the daily ROI, a portion of the treasury is added to fill the difference. Okay, so RFV, that's the thing we just looked at, that had $5 million for the Binance coin, plus the treasury will be greater than daily ROI. Okay. And the treasury is constantly being refilled by all the buy and sell order action that's going on here. So I think what's happening is, assuming they're telling the truth, which so far I'm willing to believe, what's actually happening is the treasury, this thing here, not the RFV, but the normal treasury that holds everything, it's making so much money that it's able to sustain the APY. Fine by me. So here are the buy and sell fees. See, yeah, this is where I got it from. It says the fee is 13% for the buy and 18% for the sell. But the buy is actually 15% right now because I can't get it. I can't get it for anything less than 15% when I go through PancakeSwap. So yeah, and they're very active on their Twitter. So I don't know. You can look at it if you want, but I don't need to. Well, actually, maybe we should look at it because I didn't really do much research. So it's not a Ponzi scheme for now because you could already see the flow of income. See, again, that's why you can't. That's why you gotta spread my messages around because I actually do the effing research and I give you actual proof, right? I don't make this shit up. I just do research, I analyze, and I investigate, and then we all just look, and then we all interpret whatever we're seeing here, right? This is legit. I don't know what else to say. Now, well, is this system sustainable? That's a different. Oh wait, this is Metaverse Pro. This is a different. That's a different question. Is it sustainable? Right? I don't really care. I don't actually care. Right? They clearly have figured out something, and because we know that the central banks and the Federal Reserve is constantly printing money. That's what the M1, M2 money supply is. We know everything's going to keep inflating. So guess what that means? That means all that money eventually flows into cryptocurrencies, all right? See, this is the big picture shit that I talk to you guys about, all right? The reason why I know we can go into crypto is because of this. The reason why I know is because of the bond yields, the U.S. Treasuries. The reason why I know we can go into crypto is because of this shit, stupid idiot stock markets, all right? Another reason why I know we should go into crypto is because I know an attack dog is going to fucking bite you or me arm off, and then we need to get the cop to be nice enough to beat his own dog. Right? Yeah. Alright, these things matter. These things matter, okay? I gotta admit, this is a really effing good video. I expect this to have a lot of views, so you guys better spread this video around. Don't keep it to yourself because that actually harms all of us. We actually make more money if you spread this material around, especially because more people are going to learn about these projects and also buy into it. All right. The more people that we can onboard into DAOs and cryptocurrencies in general, the weaker the globalist power on us, gets. The weaker the Federal Reserve gets. All right. So you really need to tell people this shit. Right? You don't have to explain anything. Just say, go watch Johnson Chan. Go watch his videos. At least while I'm still allowed to be on YouTube. Alright, so we'll end it on this. So I was trying to look for the total supply of this coin. So basically this thing actually is starting to fluctuate. It goes up and down a lot. So I actually like that. When I first got in, it was like 9.474 or something billion. So for the most part, this thing is doing really, really well. All right. Now, if someone takes the initiative, like a whale, lists this on Hotbit, all right, they could kind of screw up the system. So, trying to force a burp because I only had water today. Let me see. I want to pull up the chart here. Titano Finance Markets. Yeah. So far, all I see is this. So that's a good thing. But if you go to Metaverse Pro, so according to, I think it was Sim that told me, or it was maybe Carl. Metaverse Pro. He actually told me that the developer team did not list Metaverse Pro. What? What? Well, it used to be, Hotbit used to be listed here. Oh, wow. Did they actually delist Hotbit? Actually, I do have the, well, I'm going to actually navigate to it. Yeah, because a whale paid the listing fee himself, unauthorized, to list Metaverse Pro on Hotbit. That's right, I'm not logged in here. Metatarium, Metaverse Pro. Is it down? Yeah, you can still trade it here. So that's the upstairs doing his thing. So Titano. So I'm curious to see what happens to Titano Finance once a rogue whale gets in on this and then lists it on like an exchange. Because the way you bypass the slippage tax is just send your money to like Hotbit and then just dump it there and you keep all the profit. So that would actually have a much more negative impact on Titano Finance than it would on Metaverse Pro, because obviously we're not collecting a tax at all that I'm aware of, right? Or maybe the minimum one, which is the normal pancake swap liquidity pool thing, right? So I don't know. That might just be something I want to, maybe. Oh man, I really don't want to be keeping track of all this crap though. All right. All right, so that's that. So everything's looking pretty good. Obviously, I'm always on the lookout for new projects and DAOs, right? Especially good ones, and then I do the research. But for now, I'm pretty happy just pumping up my Titano Finance, and then when I have some spare cash, maybe I'll be able to put it in a third project. All right. The thing is, I still need to save up money to buy a freaking house in Florida. So I just have a lot of pressure on money, and it doesn't help that Metaverse Pro is still like worth this little, and it's going to be a lot. It's going to be stuck there for for a while, unfortunately. At least until 4.4 comes out and Diamond Hand Club 2 comes out. We really need those stupid things, but it'll come. It'll just come. All right, so Titano holders increased by double. This was written 3 hours ago. Okay, team have burned over $3.1 million for the Titano. The price of Titano went from that to that. That's a lot. New all-time high, 21.46. Yeah, I bought a little bit at this, but then I actually bought it mostly at 17 cents when it pulled back. And then I just continue to add to my Titano. YouTube engagement, trending on Marcoin market cap. That's very nice. Trending on DEX tools, top gainers on market cap. Yeah. The summary shows how Titano is trending the market step by step. Prior to acquiring 8K new Titans. I started last week, blah, 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 so that wasn't really helpful. And then this looks like some kind of giveaway. And so they seem to do this every week. Holy shit. And when Metaverse Pro was getting its ass reamed by a spiked dildo, Titano Finance was skyrocketing. So many of those people who dumped Metaverse Pro went into Titano and they didn't even tell us. Stupid bastards. Alright, well, we're here now, so I am definitely going to sell my shitty silver. I have like 60 ounces. I mean, it might as well just be worth nothing, and I'm just going to dump that shit. Alright, sell it to APMEX. Get my Bitcoin, because they pay you out in Bitcoin, apparently. And then, I'll do what I can, just buy myself some thingy. Yeah, that also reduces my robbery risk, too. Because if I don't have anything to rob, why would you break into my apartment, right? So, alright. Anyway, so that's that. Everything's looking good. It's just a matter of just waiting and being patient and just constantly, dollar cost averaging or whatever. In my case, I'm doing everything, right? DCA. I'm also pulling out money from 6.6 because I actually need money. I'm actually pulling out a lot less money than I need to be pulling out. But the problem is I'm not willing to pay the 6%, the 10% penalty either, so... I'm just gonna have to just stick it out for now. And again, because I didn't know that Sim said that he's closing the 4-4 proposal channel on Discord, and he said that yesterday night at midnight, 36 hours ago. So we should be getting 4-4 hopefully any day now. But again, I don't know if we're just gonna get 4-4 or we're gonna get 4-4 and Diamond Hand Pool too at the same time. So I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, I'm gonna go. I don't see any more in the chat, and this has gone on for an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, this thing is gonna be whatever. So anyway, thanks for watching. Share, like, subscribe, spread the video around because we went over a lot of important stuff, not just money stuff, but like fighting tyranny, global tyranny, because it's spreading. It's everywhere. All right, if you guys don't stand up, we're gonna lose. All right, we're gonna get screwed. I'm not saying go crazy, but just start resisting your system. They tell you you gotta wear a mask. You can get away with it. Don't wear the mask. All right, I can't talk about the vaccine because that's against the terms of service of YouTube if I take a certain stance. But just be kind of annoying, not overly annoying, but just a little annoying. Because if a million people did that, all right, it's just like in New York City. No one even bugs me anymore. Right? Because they probably got annoyed with telling people, hey, put on your mask, put on your mask. And I'm like, no, whatever. Yeah. Yep. Thanks, Happy New Year. Going to do my best. Thank you. And also make sure you spread in the Discord chat too, because I'm always online, but I don't always check the chat. So and it goes. So make sure you just include my video in the Discord chat from time to time as well, because a lot of people, right, in the Metaverse Pro community really need the info that's in here. So let them know. It will also help us and the mods because it reduces the FUD, right? And that frees up the mods and developers to keep working on the project, right? Because if they have to waste all their time calming down the idiots, right, they're not working on 4-4. They're not working on Diamond Hand Club 2. They're not working on Meta Ash the game and the lending platform and the roadmap. All right, so you guys really can help a lot, but I need you to help me with this shit. Okay, so yeah, the dumps are really large and they're very infrequent. I'm gonna say this before I go, right? Because they have to do a lot to overcome the taxation system, which means Titano just made 18% of whatever this is. They didn't have to do anything extra. It's so fascinating to see. This is so fascinating to see because usually in my case, I mean, most of our cases, the government taxes you on everything, and then you barely get any of the shit back, right? So, that's why governments and tribals are such a scam. They just steal all your money and give it to themselves. I fucking hate them. But thankfully, cryptocurrency and blockchain and stuff like this is the solution, right? And God always wins. Jesus Christ will always win, and well, they've already won. And we're gonna just clean this world of all these stupid asshole F words, right? And life will be good again. Thanks for watching. I'm mostly done for today. I will see you all tomorrow after the markets close, which is around 4 p.m. or a little around then. Usually I try to do it earlier, 4 p.m. New York City time. So for I don't know, in case you guys are, I mean, there's obviously a lot of foreigners watching now, so yeah. All right. Yep, spread my video, and yeah, Happy New Year. This year should be better than last year, because last year just sucked, man. I fucking hated it. So, but that's just how it goes, right? The night is always darkest before the dawn, right? So, yeah, the dawn should be coming, all right?